How do I get 2 million plus impressions every month for free when considering all sources of search traffic recommendations in related search context, such as someone searches on YouTube, watches the video, and then sees my video and suggested video views, or someone searches on Google, sees my results show up in Google. I'm not even going to get into anything on Facebook for pure simplicity here, even though my posts have reached hundreds of thousands of people in the last week on Facebook. Just for simplicity, we're going to leave Facebook out of this. This just focuses on Google and YouTube, the two top search engines in the world. And I'll give you a hint, YouTube is really good for Google search traffic, because from Google's point of view, would they rather send you to someone else's website or send you to YouTube, which is their website? Google in search has a strong incentive to send you to their own website whenever possible. Therefore, here's the key ways that I get millions of impressions along with the data. This is my website and then YouTube channel. So jerrybanfield.com is my website, and /blog is the main page. What you'll see is that I have 597 posts on my website. If I move my head here, 597 posts on my website, and that allows me to rank on a bunch of different search terms. Now, obviously, I didn't do this overnight. This is what I've done over a long period of time. Therefore, the strategy I'm giving you is a slow, steady, and consistent growth. If you tend to be impatient, you get punished really hard when you're trying to do search engine optimization, because Google doesn't trust brand new websites that just come out of nowhere. Everything is heavily biased towards websites that are trustworthy and have been around a long time. Therefore, the SEO game, the inbound marketing game, is a long-term game. If you try and cheat and hustle, you actually prove that you're not in it for the long term to the search engines. Therefore, I obviously didn't make 597 blog posts overnight. I have a strategy that makes it really easy, though, for me to make blog posts. What I just did today, I narrated a video on my YouTube channel. So most of the impressions I get are on my YouTube channel. I'll show you these are my Google Webmaster Tools first. So my website gets 1.39 million impressions or so every 90 days. Therefore, my website shows up millions of times every 3 months, hundreds of thousands of impressions, 46,000 clicks. Now, keep in mind, my website is the secondary element of the primary. The primary is my YouTube channel, because the difference in someone reading a blog post versus someone reading a blog post and then watching a YouTube video, or the difference between someone watching a YouTube video, is massive. As you can see here, you are here. When we're able to be on camera and reach people, the impact on the person tends to be 10 times as much as reading a blog post. We remember what we see in videos better compared to reading blog posts. We feel trustworthy towards creating a relationship with people we've seen in videos. I'm amazed how much you might feel like you know me just from watching videos. It's very hard to get that same impact reading a blog post. It is possible, but there's also more people trying to do blog posts. Therefore, I highly encourage to do videos. You might think I can't do videos, I don't want to do videos. If you want to master search engine optimization and inbound marketing, if you want millions of people coming in, it's essential to produce videos. Now, you might not need to be the one who's actually on camera. You might have someone else in your life who might be better suited to be on camera. I am the one who's suited to be on camera in my business, which works for me. Some businesses, people prefer not to even be on camera, but to find someone who does like to be on camera, partner with them, and then help the person who's on camera get everything out there, get everything uploaded. I have a friend, Michel Gerard. Michel transcribes. He prefers not to be on camera that much. English is his second language. He loves helping me do things that I don't make time for. What I do is I do videos, and then Michelle helps me turn those into blog posts. This is a really powerful strategy because you essentially get to double the amount of possible search traffic, because the videos sometimes won't get that much search traffic. But when you turn a video into a blog post, and suddenly the blog post gets way more traffic than the video. It gives you two chances to try and be successful with what you're hoping to do, which I'm imagining is get traffic. So like on this post, I actually just did this YouTube video, and then Michelle turned this into a blog post. I like to do videos also because it's very easy for me to narrate a 20-minute video, and this turns into a long blog post. Long, in-depth blog posts with a video tend to rank really well. Here's why. Because when people go to Google, you type a search term inside Google. When you come up and click on the page, one of the primary factors Google considers is what you do next. After you click that page, first of all, of course, it's did you click the page at all? But then it's what you did on that page. If you click on the page, you stay on the page, you read everything on the page, and then you close the page out, that signals to Google you got what you wanted. And Google's here to give you what you want. That's what Google's in the business of, is giving you what you want. If you have a long blog post with a matching video, there's very good odds of hooking people on the page. A lot of people, I think, come to my website, they see that there's a video and then watch the video instead of even reading the blog post. They get what they want watching the video and then close out. That tells Google that this particular blog post gave people what they wanted, even though people ended up coming here and hopping on the video. Another thing that helps is cross promotion. I ask for discussion. If you enjoy reading and want to contribute to the discussion, will you please join us on YouTube? Because every single comment on YouTube helps the video rank higher. Every single view from my website helps the video rank higher because it's an external source. YouTube really likes it when someone else, another website, sends traffic to YouTube. That signals to YouTube it's a really good video. The number one strategy I have, I'd say, that helps me a lot with search engine optimization and inbound marketing is I do videos, I put them on YouTube, and then my friend Michel Girard, he makes the video into a blog post. He takes the pictures, he edits the transcription, and he makes it so most of these blog posts on my website, if you go to load more, most of these I simply did the video, and Michelle turned these into a blog post. And then what happens when you go to my webmaster tools and you go to pages, then over time, a lot of these blog posts that were narrated as a video end up ranking high in Google. I'll give you ones that were either have a video. The number one post currently, though it switches around, the number one post on my website currently is this post that I originally did as just an inspirational video called Time Travel is Real. People are Googling how to travel in time, and thousands of people are pouring into my website every month that are looking to learn about traveling in time. In the video, I go to explain that you can really travel in time. When you go back to the past or the future in enough detail, you essentially travel to the present moment, and you have the ability to change the future and to make the past worthwhile, to use what you learned in the past. You effectively have the ability to time travel and take it for granted and do it every day. I narrated that as an inspirational video on my YouTube channel, which hardly gets any traffic at all. But then it goes on my website in a blog post, and people are finding it like crazy, and that's one of my top posts. Several other of these pages, like the YouTube channel Copyright Strike, some of these Patreon ones, these Facebook ads, no impressions. Let's get some more of these posts out. A bunch of these top ones: Pyramid, World on Mars, Patreon review, sharing problems with other, Google AdWords freelance jobs. Almost all of these were originally narrated as a video, transcribed into a blog post, and then I'm getting just tons of impressions and lots of clicks, especially when you add up all these together and consider the collective impact of the total. And the beauty of this is then this isn't even counting all the amazing things that happen on YouTube. So let's go over to YouTube here and we'll look at how I'm getting all this traffic. Now, I've got thousands of videos on YouTube. I do not currently use any paid advertising. Everything I'm showing you here is purely for free. I have no ads at all running. I have no ads running on Google AdWords, no ads running on YouTube, which is in Google AdWords, no ads running on Facebook. I tried using paid ads. In fact, I've spent over $200,000 on paid ads. And I can tell you paid ads are almost useless. Yes, almost useless. Almost everything good that's happened in my business has been free traffic because paid ads bother people. Paid ads annoy people. When you get found, when people are looking for you, when you get 8.5 million people who find me when you are looking for me, that is the kind of relationship you want. So if you see my views are down, I was running paid ads the previous 90 days. And I stopped running paid ads after a long time of data showing me they weren't worthwhile anymore. And in fact, paid ads were sabotaging my organic traffic. So I stick completely to organic traffic today. You can see the bulk of my actual impressions are from YouTube. 8.5 million impressions. And the beauty of YouTube is I put a video up on YouTube, that video can actually get views for years. I have videos I put up 5+ years ago that are still bringing in views. You can see in the last 90 days, 500,000 views on my YouTube channel, all for free. Millions of minutes spent, an average of 4 minutes and 40 seconds per YouTube video. Therefore, the key strategy if you want to master SEO is to not even play the SEO game like other people play. You get the traffic. It is way easier to get from YouTube search than Google search. And in fact, if you want to notice, one of the top sources of my traffic for external on YouTube is Google search. I actually get more people from Google search that come into my YouTube videos than I get to my website. Yes, even with everything I've done on my website, even with hundreds of blog posts, YouTube actually gets me more Google search traffic than I do with my own website. And that's because Google has a self-interest in promoting YouTube in search results, and viewers tend to love watching YouTube videos for solving problems and tutorials, learning how to do things. The number one thing to film and to make blog posts about are tutorials. And if you don't have something you want to know, some of my top YouTube search results are actually on subjects I don't know anything about. Hacking, bash scripting, I don't know almost anything about these. I literally found someone, I knew this was a popular topic, I was selling courses on it. I paid a freelancer to make videos on hacking. I then put them on my YouTube channel, and those are some of my top videos that get millions of views, that still get a ton of views. Now, the downside of using this strategy is if you're not doing all the videos yourself, you get a lot of subscribers who are disappointed, who sign up for something that then you're not delivering to them. So I encourage you, if possible, to do all your own videos and then get them into blog posts. Get them transcribed into blog posts. If you want to see what I use for transcription, will you please go to jerrybanfield.com/resources, because I've got it listed here under transcription. If you click the link, I've got it right here for transcription. You can see exactly what I use today for transcription. And I've changed transcription services a few times. And the nice thing on my resources page, you've got my entire studio set up here all in one spot, along with videos and explanations for it. So that getting videos transcribed helps me to make a lot better and faster blog posts, because all I need to do is narrate, and I can talk like 5 or 10 times faster than I can write. Plus, I've got 30 years of experience talking. I've got a lot less years of experience writing. Even though I'm very good at writing, talking is much easier. Then I just get a camera, set it up, do YouTube videos transcribed into blog posts. I get a massive amount of traffic, and I just keep doing it over and over and over again. I encourage you, do all your own videos if you can, or at the same time, if you need help, or if you want to fill an opening in a market, you can collaborate with someone else. I'm grateful to have this information to share with you. I think it's important up front to share my experience and to share the actual results I'm getting. Now, I know there's lots of opportunities for critique. People say, well, why do you only get a few hundred views on lots of your new videos? I do videos on whatever I want. And I set everything up for organic search traffic. Now, sure, some of my new videos only get a few hundred views. Some of my new videos get hundreds of thousands of views within a couple years of uploading them. They make thousands of dollars of ad revenue. They bring in members. They bring in donations on my live streams. They bring in subscribers. And many of my most popular videos I've done 3+ years ago, and they're still pulling in a ton of views. You might not think something like an online class is worth putting up. And at first, you might not get that many views. Give it a few years, and you might be amazed how many views you get. Think long term. One of the hardest things to do for a lot of us is to stop thinking always about how many views did this video get in the first 24 hours. The amount of views a video gets in the first 24 hours is a fraction of the total it's likely to get for a lifetime. And most of my videos that have got a lot of views only got anywhere from 1% or less views in the first 24 hours compared to what they would get over the next several years. Think long term. I think long term. Keep trying. Do video tutorials and help people with problems, and you can get massive amounts of traffic just like me. Now, the bad news, you might say, is that this can take a while, but it doesn't have to take that long. You're learning from my experience. It doesn't have to take you 7 years to get this going. I've had friends that I've coached that have been able to do this much faster than me in a couple of years, to be getting as many views as I'm getting and to have a full-time business online, all of their own, with almost no expenses. The beauty of the business I've showed you here is there's almost no expenses. Once you go through on my resources page and you go buy the equipment I've shown you here that I use, that you know works good enough to impress you, at least, good enough to still be here. You buy the equipment I have, you use it how I use it, you have almost no expenses after that. You just keep using the equipment, keep putting it up. You pay for transcription. Transcription's pretty cheap. You can find a blog post editor pretty cheap. And you have almost no expenses. All of the income then is profit. It's a beautiful business system that I'm grateful to share here with you today, that I've given you an in-depth look at so you can see my qualifications as the instructor.